Okay, Nat, I'm rolling.
VHS?
Yeah, so the route starts with some climbing. That's probably V2, V3. Hard enough that you want. I've done it without a pad, but it's a lot more fun with a pad there. You kind of do this lurch to that chalkstone thing. And from there I put in a .75 on a sling. Super bomber. Kind of crawl into this hole and you put in an orange Metolius or 0.5 size cam. I had an orange Metolius. Again, extended, it's also really good. And if you crawl into the hole here, it's pretty restful. And you can kind of reach up around yourself and put in a small cam. I put in a 0.1, 0.2 offset. Some people put in 2 cams. It's kind of a weird spot. It's a pretty good cam. You don't really want to fall there. And then coming out of that hole, probably like 12 plus, you're on these really cool small pinches and underclings, and the feet are quite small. You reach kind of onto the sloper rail, build your feet up, and eventually get into a knee bar, which is kind of the next stance. And that section, the 12 plus section, is really, I think, the only quite dangerous part of the route, the way I protect it. And then there's a fixed knot that's been in there for as long as Chris and I tried it. I think it's actually from when Ben did it originally. Sue me, I clipped a fixed knot. I've done it without it. It was just a lot easier to leave the draw on, and yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah, so from that knee bar, you kind of have to do some rope stuff to figure it out with that fixed knot. It's a little bit annoying to pull the rope up, we found. From this knee bar, it's a pretty good stance, and I put in a green Z4, so like a 000 size cam and a 00, and they're small, but they're really locker because they're slotted in. You can kind of see me sliding it in there, and so it's kind of, you're really psyched. Once you get there, you feel really safe, which might be kind of antithetical thinking how small the cams are, but with how slick the rock is here, whenever you can get a piece constricted, it's so good. And then you got to get psyched because you got a really hard boulder. At least I find it pretty hard. You kind of leer up into this decent undercling crimp thing. You have a decent foot out left, and then you take this weird kind of soapboxy pinch. And then I always found this move super. I fell on it the time before I did it. This really tricky right foot. Hard to hold tension into this left foot, and then you go to a jug. And when you do it, it feels not so bad. When you don't do it, it feels impossible. You get another knee bar, which Connor Herson described as a great rest. I didn't find it that restful. I kind of had to sprint. And we fucked around with a lot of gear here. I ended up putting in a black totem and an orange totem. Previous sessions put a number 2 in there. We tested the number 2 and it ripped sometimes. The totem didn't, so we went with the totem. I think that's just because the lobes are a little bit of a different shape or something. We also had this weird nut, big nut in there that looked horrible. You'd be gripped if someone put it in and you were falling a pitch, but it was really bomber, and that's what Connor used. It was just hard to place. Then you kind of get into some underclings, and you have another pretty hard crux, getting a left foot over, holding a lot of tension into 2 Gastons. You can kind of skip the second one and go into a finger lock. And that's where I place a 0.2, 0.3 offset. right above my fingers. It's really bomber, but it is super blind. And so if you place it poorly, it can rip. And I watched Connor rip it. Thankfully, I never did. Yeah, it's really nice to have that piece. Without it, this route would be a lot more scary. And then you do really tough climbing. It's really continuous. Small holds and sideways feet. I can see my elbows coming up. You got a whole lot of tension in this next stance. This is where there's a video of Ben Harnden resting here and putting another piece. I was pumped, so I was just sprinting. And you lurch to the right.
Yes, Nat.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yes, buddy.
Yes!
You.
Fuck. Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, I was super psyched to do it. I think with routes like this, there is kind of
Oh
a bit of
my
an adrenaline
god.
spike when you top out, and
Oh my god, mate.
yeah, it was a really special process.
Ah!
Oh my god, mate, I did it.
He did it.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
2 years in the making. Really meaningful route for me, and a cool way to reconnect with my buddy Christopher back. Yeah, you should go climb this route.